Hello and welcome back to the Perth to Paisley podcast. Thankfully, soccer was saved in the summer as Spain beat anti-England, anti-football England, I should say, in the final of the European Championship. Now, the English won. I feared for the future of this podcast, and
Yeah.
Adam Kennedy, may have gone into hiding, possibly alongside Daniel McIver. What's happening, McIver? Are you looking forward to the upcoming campaign? We're back to the real stuff now.
Exactly. Very much looking forward to the new campaign, and equally as delighted and was terrified at the prospect of
Oh,
England winning the Euros. But thankfully, who the team that I got in my work sweepstake, Spain,
oh,
managed to
nice.
see them off, and they were deserve. Listen, Spain were the best team at that
By a
tournament by a
country mile.
mile. Yeah.
It was justice. It was the biggest case of
Yes.
footballing justice I've seen for
Is
for
that
a long time.
the fact that England even got to the final was mad. It's just ridiculous. So
I'm sorry, but UEFA have got to start, and FIFA have got to start looking at these draws. What on earth is that? Spain, Germany should have been the final, and it was in the quarters.
yeah,
What are we doing? And France reached the semi-finals without scoring a goal from open play. It was absolute trash, that tournament.
because I felt the group stages were really good.
They
As well,
were.
when like
They were
Romania was just rocking up doing random shit.
exactly. When all the wee Diddy nations,
Yeah.
such as us, went out, that's where it just went.
Yes. So what
The
you're saying
so-called
is
elite.
the moment we left, the tournament became shite. Exactly. But yeah, generally doing good. Looking forward to another season of Hearts. And yeah, I'm encouraged. I feel like the summers went well for us. There's a big elephant in the room that we'll speak about that I cannot believe is still in the room as we currently sit. And yeah, excited. How about you?
I'm great. I love this time of year. It's honestly it's on a par with Christmas for me. I absolutely love it. Sat here, new home kit, which I love wholeheartedly. It's the best of the three for me. Then's the third, and I'm not as keen on the away. What's your thoughts?
The home kit is by far my least favourite of the three. I will
Interesting. Okay.
say my response, I think it's another good year of kits generally,
Yes.
which,
Umbro do a good job with
yeah,
us. I
I
think
love
this is our
Umbro.
last year with them, if I'm
I
not
think so,
mistaken.
yeah.
But they do a good job.
Yeah, very chuffed with them. My response to the home kit is kind of just I'm very neutral on it. I don't have particularly strong feelings. I'm just like, oh yeah, okay, it's fine. I prefer it more in person now that I've seen the
I was going to
stripes
say
are more
exactly that.
distinct.
I'm obviously sat here and you can't quite see the stripes with
Yeah,
the lights not exactly helping, but it's much nicer in person because
yeah,
and initially this might look a bit bland, but
yeah.
I do like it.
My favorite is the third kit. I really
The
like the
navy.
third kit. Yeah. But I also quite like the yellowy
Yeah,
custard creamy one. I quite like that. It's
it
weird.
is weird. I don't know. It might grow on me, but I can't say as of right now that I'm that big a fan. My annoyance is going to be this navy kit will only be out like
Oh,
once or twice at
yeah.
max,
Yeah.
as
Also,
all our third kits of the past have.
I will say this though. Whilst, yeah,
Usually Aberdeen away, isn't it? That's the
yeah, I
only time
know. It's the
we hit
only time we
Pittodrie in a
play.
defeat, and that'll be it.
Yeah. I am generally happy with the kits this year, but I don't feel enough was made about the 150th year anniversary at the
Do agree.
start. It just kind of feels like these three kits could have come from any year, which shouldn't be the case.
Yeah, right enough, because then it would have been 1874 to 75 would have been our first season.
Yeah.
I'm thinking mathematically was last not because they obviously
Well,
had the
yeah,
tidy third.
they had the big thing, but I felt it should have been across both seasons. Even if you just
Yeah,
have
I
that
guess so.
third kit across both the
Yeah,
seasons, do that.
but just don't make another third kit ever again.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
is the greatest
basically.
top that we will
Yeah,
ever produce.
that is very
Absolutely
true.
magnificent. But in terms of who will be wearing our three kits for the upcoming
Nice.
campaign,
You've not
yeah,
lost it at all.
seamless in it. Seamless. But what is this? About the third or fourth season that we started doing this, and
Yep,
for once I've actually got a decent transition.
exactly.
Um, in terms of personnel that will be, kitted out in these three tops, we've had some arrivals. We've had a heartbreaking departure. In fact, let's just now take a
Yeah.
moment of silence for Alex Cochrane for Birmingham.
It broke me. It just completely broke me. I like was
This
pretending
is
to
why we can't
ignore
have
it.
nice things.
Yeah, I was pretending to ignore it and just be like, nah, it's not going to happen. He's just got to stay. Miraculously, somehow, he's just got to fucking stay. And then I know Birmingham have got these mad new American owners, and Tom Brady's there just chucking money at the issue of getting relegated. So it's like,
And now the big fish in the small pond in
yeah,
League One, and yeah.
fair play to him. And that is the thing. I think every single Hearts fan is like, go and smash it. We really hope you do. But it doesn't make it
Oh,
any. I
don't,
will
don't.
say, I will say though, and this probably isn't the time to mention it, but I'm just going to mention it now. I'm really worried that we're not signing another left back because I don't know what James Penrice is going to be like generally. So much
That
so,
was the clue, wasn't it? That the club were looking to
yeah,
cash in on Cochrane. Obviously, 1 year left on his deal. James
yeah.
Penrice on a pre-contract from Livingston, our first signing of the summer, technically
Yeah,
speaking.
it makes total sense in terms of that. I keep wanting to call him Luke Penrice, by the way. I have no idea why. Luke Penrice isn't a guy. He just looks to me like a Luke. But to me, that, and also with the news, is it Bailey Dahl went to Stirling Albion?
Stirling Albion on loan yet.
That means we have Penrice and Kingsley, but Kingsley is
A centre
mainly
half
used
these
as a
days, isn't
centre
he?
half.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Rolls is often sometimes used for the national team as a left back, but not really for us. So that worries me.
No, I think what became apparent last season is that Stephen Kingsley does not have the energy to ball him up and down the same way that
Yeah,
Alex Cochrane did. So if we did have two athletic choices on the left-hand side to probably complement those that have come in on the right-hand
yeah,
side, obviously Gerald Taylor arriving from Saprissa, Deportivo Saprissa
think
in his
so.
homeland.
Yeah.
And we obviously have Daniel Oyegoke joining the Jambos from Brentford. So yeah, you seem really pleased about that.
I've
It's
signed
the
him on
methane
Football
god, apparently.
Manager for the
Yeah.
last 3 years of doing heart saves. I've signed Daniel Oyegoke for a free, and apparently I'm now running the club because in real life, the first time I've not done it, we've signed him on a free. What's happening?
Imagine an ideal world where we would have kept he and Alex Cochrane on either. Sorry,
It
too
would have
soon.
been my
Too soon.
favourite
Too
season,
soon.
regardless
Sorry.
if we got
Sorry. Sorry. Sorry.
relegated.
Sorry.
I would have been like, this is still the best season of my life.
So this is the heir to Michael Smith's throne.
Yes. I know there's been
Wonderful.
another guy come in, as you mentioned, who everyone's obsessed with. And
He
admittedly,
looks good.
so am I. But also, in fairness, though, Oyagoki can also play centre half
That's what I was
and
going to say.
stuff like that.
I think Stephen Kingsley and Oyegoke are either side of Frankie Kent in a back three, if we're tempted to play that way.
Oh,
And then I
interesting.
think he then goes Penrice and Rolls at left back. Even though I think Rolls is much better suited centrally than he would be out in the flank, but that's just my personal
Wait,
opinion.
what? Penrice and Rolls?
Yeah, so I'm saying they'll
Oh,
differentiate.
sorry. Yeah, you mean the options are
Yes, yeah,
Penrice
yeah,
and
yeah.
Rolls. Right,
Sorry,
sorry.
yes.
Get you.
Whereas
Oh, I hadn't even thought of that.
that's just me putting that out.
I
I think
like that.
I think if you're playing a back four, you go Rolls and Kent with Taylor and Penrice. And then I think if you've got
Yeah.
there's multiple variations, but I think that's just to
Oh, I
counter why
quite
you
like
don't believe
them.
that we've signed another left back.
Yeah, I quite like that. And it maybe
I think it's
does.
good money for Cochrane as well with a
Oh,
year
yeah.
remaining. As a rumored 1.3 million, we can't really grumble at. He wants to move back down south, or rather, his missus supposedly wants to move back down south because of expecting the baby.
Yeah.
That that's
With
that's
apparently
fine.
15% sell on as well.
So
Take that.
here's hoping Birmingham win League One, get back in the
Yes,
Championship, and then we get
exactly.
some broadcasted games, and then Alex Cochrane becomes the best left back that the English Championship has ever seen.
He just beat Rangers in his first game, so he's loving life.
In terms of other incomings, Ryan Fulton signing from Hearts from Hamilton Accies, third choice goalkeeper. Strange one.
Michael McGovern 2.0.
Yeah, nobody cares. And Blair Spittle, obviously coming in from Motherwell, free transfer. Jan Danda coming in from Ross County on a free transfer. Two players for a position that we were both craving some creativity. I'm happy.
Yes. Very interesting the discussions about Spittle so far.
Yes, in terms of obviously Benny Beningame seemingly carrying a knock,
Yep.
Blair Spittle filling in as a six, even though when I've seen him, he's operated on the flank. He's operated as a 10 off the striker, an 8,
Yep.
anywhere but a 6, really. And obviously that's then sparked the rumours of Malachi Boateng of Crystal Palace, having been on loan at Dundee last season, to potentially come in and fill that void, being Benny 2.0, in other words.
And it was just interesting to see Naismith come out so confidently and be like, yeah, I've told Blair I'm really sorry that he's not been able to play in his natural position, because there's been a bit of grumblings about Spittle already
not really
in pre-seasons.
in pre-season, yeah.
And Naismith just been like, yeah, it's my fault because he's not playing in his natural position at all.
Oh well,
that's good. You're protecting the player as well there by not just going, he's playing in his natural position and is shite.
Yeah, and again, like he's wanting to come out and acknowledge that, and it protects Blair Spittle at the same time. Like, just let him find his feet in a position that is his, and that we've seen him perform well for Motherwell. And other departures we're going to speak about, obviously Mackenzie Kirk to St Johnstone came out the blue, undisclosed fee, joining obviously Andy and Craig Levine at Saints was a bit of a weird one, and who have also confirmed the signing of Lewis Nielsen on loan from us today as we record. Toby Civic heading for Wigan is a bit sad. It's a hit to the songbook, but
also we will say though, and it may sound like an over-exaggeration to some people, but I think most Hearts fans would say legitimately gave us one of our favourite moments ever as a Hearts fan.
That was great.
If just for nothing else, just that, it was worth bringing them back. Like, I didn't give a shit. Just the best, the absolute best. Love you, Toby. Go and smash it.
Can I just say, my missus has been following Hearts since they were promoted, as obviously that's when we met. She has openly said that Alex Cochrane is the first player sale where she has properly felt like gutted, absolutely devastated, and she also loves Toby Civic. So it's been a tough summer for her. Aside from being away with me for just shy of 2 weeks.
She's got it coming through all angles. It's all happening.
It's back at work today as we speak. It's been a torrid time for her. And the other departure really of note, Aidan Denham departing for Dingwall up to join Don Cowie's Ross County on a season-long loan deal. Again, obviously, midfield depth. We've been sort of bemoaning there, but quite a good move from him, I think.
Yeah, agreed. I think it's very sensible. He was quite far down in that depth, and with Boateng, by all accounts, definitely coming in, it pushes him even further down. Whereas this allows him to go and play, you imagine, every week in the top flight under Don Cowie.
Most anyway.
Yeah. And it's like, I think a lot of people initially panicked when they thought his deal was up this coming summer. And it was like, oh, wait, shit, what's going to happen? Ross County just signed it.
Thinking that his Hearts career's over.
Yeah, but it's like, no. He's still got another year after that. So it's like, good, play regularly in the top flight and then come back and be like, right, how good were you? Kind of thing.
I think we'll be keeping a keen eye on County and St Johnstone for that matter. Obviously, with loaning these players out, the fact that they'll be ineligible to face Hearts as well is good. I like that.
Yep, definitely.
So, and ultimately, both whilst we're never wanting to be in a relegation battle, these two teams you would assume are going to be right in and amongst it to try and keep their heads above the water. So it's another different type of experience for them, even at a young age, which I think hopefully will prove beneficial.
You missed a signing.
Have I?
Yeah.
Oh, I have.
Yep.
Yes, thank you.
I was waiting. I was like, Sevilla. Is he saving this for last?
No, this is another that you're seemingly. I'm going to be honest. I've seen Penrice play. I've seen Ryan Fulton play. I've seen Blair Spittle play. I've seen Yandanda play. The other 3 or 4, I do not have the foggiest. So I'm just hoping that they're going to be of note and actually of a significant use for us. You seem rather excited about Musa.
Yes. I know less about him than Daniel Oyegoke, but another player I've signed on FM.
Oh, Jesus.
So therefore, I'm the oracle of all knowledge about him.
Please don't tell me Stephen Naismith has been looking at your laptop
in
terms of summer recruitment.
Yep. That's it. I'm. This is my big reveal that I'm actually our lead scout now that Savage is gone. I've taken over as head of
Nice.
recruitment.
I was gonna just chat about that. So
I knew you were.
perfect.
But yeah, Musa. I think even if you just look at it without knowing anything about him, the fact that he turned down a contract at Sevilla, has been playing in and around that kind of level, and
Is it Sevilla's second side that he was
uh,
at?
yes, but the contract he turned down was from Sevilla, who apparently wanted to loan him out again, but then after that, depending on how he did on the move,
Look
start
to a view
featuring
of
to
using him, or
yeah.
okay.
But his point was no, I want to actually know what I'm going to be doing playing football. A big part of it is Europe for us, that we have that.
You end up at Hearts, Jesus.
Now, listen, he's one of them where he's either going to be
Oh,
shite
brilliant or brutal. Aye.
or yeah, or he's here
Yeah,
for
yeah,
a
yeah.
year and he's flipped kind of thing. But this sounds like a really weird comparison. But watching that, I've only seen the scene from him was the Leighton Orient appearance that he made.
And he was
In
out on the
his
right hand side.
yeah, in his physical play, he reminds me of Darwin Núñez, where I don't think he knows what he's going to do
I
in
really
terms
hope
of
he's
his.
a better finisher than Darwin
Yeah,
Nunez.
true. But I've always felt that's why I loved watching Darwin Núñez because it feels like he doesn't know what
Yeah,
he's
he's
going to do
mental.
next.
I've got no affiliation to Liverpool whatsoever, but I
Yeah,
can't help but just I love watching the guy
I
because, as
really
you
like
say,
him.
it's just it's experimental. Is
Yeah,
exactly what it is.
exactly. And they're both quite tall and lanky, so their body moves in a different way. But Musa seems like Núñez fast.
So
Like
hold on a
even though he's
second.
tall.
So from the Copa America in the summer, and obviously there was the controversy with Darwin Nunez and the fans.
Yes.
Which set of fans is Musa Drame
Oh,
going to batter?
Hebs, and it's going to be at Easter Road, and it's going to be
Block
fucking
seven are
class.
getting it.
Yep, exactly. After a hat trick, and it's going to be fucking class. Well, Ed Musa, please be good now. Please
That's
don't
what I
be
was gonna.
shy.
What is his strongest position then? Up front.
Probably, yeah, but he can be very easily used as a right winger because I think the logic was the club went, we're probably going to lose Shankland. Vargas will now start playing through the middle and we'll get a guy who can fill Vargas's main position. But now we just haven't lost the main guy. So suddenly it's like, oh, okay, we've now just got everybody in lots of different attacking positions.
Don't even get me started. There is something that I have to ask you when it comes to the predictions, but
Right.
that's for much later. Um, in terms of Mr. Drama, yeah, I mean, I was at the Orient game. I saw him out on the right. I thought he was fairly ineffective.
I thought he was all
I would
right.
say.
It was just like, he was
Um,
fine.
but then again, I didn't think that we were up to much anyway. So what do I know? I mean, if he scores the winner in important games domestically, continentally, I'm
This
not going to give two hoots
Saturday,
what he does.
rattle it in for 25 yards
That would just be
as we
amazing.
get beat 4-1.
But a man that won't be there to see us get pumped 4-1.
Yep.
Joe Savage, as you alluded to a couple of minutes ago, has stepped down as sporting director of Heart Midlothian Football Club. I'm just going to read the extract from the website and
Aye.
get your thoughts because I don't know any better way to sum this up. Following discussions with Chief Executive Officer Andrew McKinley, Joe expressed his desire to leave his role to take some much needed time out from the demands of the football world. Joe took up his post with the Jambos in January 2021 with a wide-ranging remit across the club's football operations. With a championship title win and 3 successive European football finishes, including 2 SPFL Premiership third places and a Women's Cup final, and 2 successive SWPL fourth places, that's quite the mouthful, Joe feels the time is right to move on. Speaking to the official Hearts website, he said, I'd firstly like to say a big thank you to everyone I've worked with at the club over the past 3.5 years. I've loved my time at Hearts, and it's the people you work with that make the place special, so they have all my gratitude. I'd also like to thank Andrew, Stephen, and the board of directors for their support during my tenure as we all work together to drive the club forward. I'm the type of person who, when looking to the future, wants to be able to shake everyone by the hand and leave with my head held high. Jesus. I believe that now is the right time to do that. A lot has changed since I came to the club. I've worked hard to make improvements, and I think I've done a good job. Qualifying for Europe 3 years in a row for the first time in the club's history is a good indicator of that, as is the Women's Teams League performance and reaching the Women's Scottish Cup final. The academy is going from strength to strength, and I'm certain that first teams will bear the fruits of that for years to come. I'm not certain what the future holds for me, but I'm a risk taker. So watch this space. You are shaking your head
That
in
fucking
disgust, Daniel
final
McIver.
sentence, man. That final sentence. Fuck off. Um, I I don't care. Like I literally don't care. Um,
All that spiel, and it's just I
yeah,
don't care.
I don't
Nice.
care. The recruitment team hasn't changed, which is actually the people who are getting the players in. And it's just kind of like a ceremonial role almost. It's just the guy that physically signs the contract. If our head of recruitment and chief scouts start to
Will
leave,
Lansfield and who's
yeah,
the head of recruitment?
exactly. I can't even mind who it is. If
I
they,
know he's
well, unless technically,
really certain he is.
Savage's official title was head of recruitment. But
Yeah.
as I heard from the man himself season and a half ago, I don't sign the players, I just sign the contracts. And it's like, right, okay, then that's fine. Yeah, okay, Joe, cool, bye.
Right. Not really sure what to add to that.
Yeah,
It has been a successful period while he's been here. We
yeah.
can't we can't can't take that away from him. In terms of candidates slightly to replace him, Takis Fisas I heard was maybe
Well, I
on
think
the
people
club's
were only
list.
saying that because he apparently applied before Joe Savage got the job.
Meant to still have a house in Edinburgh, apparently.
Really? Oh.
From what I've heard through the grapevine, could be a load of absolute tosh right
Is he
enough, but
not at Pauk or something?
McIver, I'll be honest,
I'm checking
I
right
don't have a
now.
clue. I was going to say I'll just Google that
I
and
think
you
he's
can.
in a job just now.
Okay.
He wants this. Oh,
That obviously makes it
okay.
trickier.
Uh, he's probably not coming. He's the sporting director of the Greek national team.
Okay, well then we can tick that off.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind
Previously the
then.
technical director of the Panathinaikos youth departments. Yeah, okay. 60 caps for Greece.
Right.
What a guy.
What a hero. I don't know. Can we just get
Let's throw
Robbo
that in
in? He
there.
just sit in a room.
Well, Inverness are an absolute shambles, aren't they? So
Oh
Robbo,
my
now's the time to get
god!
back down the road.
Hasn't he officially left?
I,
Wasn't that a
I,
thing in the summer? I know it's been
I
a pretty
couldn't tell
mental
you.
summer for
I was going to
Inverness
say,
Football
sorry,
Club.
I was more distracted at Inverness wanting to move their training base to
Yeah,
Kelty. That
yeah,
was
and
that
their
was the big
new
story.
owner apparently being just like the dodgiest crypto guy ever. What a football club! Still Duncan Ferguson at the helm.
I'm a big fan of that. Speaking of dodgy, pre-season results. 3 out of 3. Three defeats out of 3.
That's not true. We beat Burnley twice.
Well, I was going to say we also had the Burnley games in between, but
Yeah,
I mean, they're 75 minutes, are they not? So,
two of them though, back to back, 75
right,
minutes.
okay, so that's what, 2.5 hours worth of action. So
Yep.
trimmed off half an hour. Yeah, okay.
So
But in
actually,
terms of
it's 3-2 in terms of results.
in terms of what was on Fort Mob,
Yeah,
when I
there
had
we
a wee
go.
glance, Saturday the 30th of July, you mentioned the Leighton Orient game, losing 2-1 to the O's Tynecastle, despite taking an early lead through Liam Boyce. The day I flew out to Croatia on holiday and tried to keep away from my phone, we got absolutely smashed by Tottenham's kids, 5-1 in the second half. I was pleasantly surprised to see us only 1-0 down at half time. And then
Yep.
Shankland obviously coming on, scoring. I thought, oh, here we go.
And that was
But
against the
then,
first team in the first half
yeah,
as
and then
well.
and then it just became abundantly clear that there's levels to this game. When you look at academies, they bring on Mikey Moore, who's absolutely tearing it up, and we just don't have any real answer. Um, Early games in between that, cool. You know the scores, I don't.
We
I'll be
won both
honest.
of them. I can't mind what they were, but we won both.
Great. That's the insight that you tune in for in this
Yeah, there
podcast.
we go.
And the Saturday there, the day before I came home, I was depressed enough about the thought of coming home on the Sunday, but on the Saturday I see Hearts get smashed, by Fleetwood Town at Highbury Stadium. Another outfit in English. Oh, I think they're League Two actually, aren't they, Fleetwood?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Who
Thoughts?
gives
Harley
a
Adams, Fleetwood.
Yeah, no. Who gives a shit about friendly results? They mean literally not. Could you right now, if I asked you, for example, it was a good season, what was a single friendly result for the 15-16 pre-season?
I've got a clue.
What was the
Wait,
pre-season results in the 19-20 season? You couldn't say. The only reason I know last season's is because everyone keeps bringing up the Mansfield game where we
Yeah.
got beat and then ran
Well,
away with
so
it.
that's how kind of how I'm viewing it, in that it meant nothing then, and we went on to have a great season. So I'm hoping that these mean nothing now, and we can do exactly the same here.
They're just about getting fitness in legs. The Fleetwood game, Naismith immediately came out and said, "Went, yeah, we tried a system we've never used before." It's like that's what preseason games are for. You just
Yeah.
try shit, and then if they don't work, it literally means nothing.
Even recent seasons, Hibs beat Arsenal and then went on to finish in the bottom half of the Scottish
Yeah,
Premiership table.
Rangers beat Real Madrid. Dundee drew with West Ham. Like,
Yeah.
like all that patter. It means literally nothing.
Diddly squat.
Yep.
Diddly squat. But I think I am slightly nervous for the weekend, given Rangers'
Oh
recent record
yeah.
against us.
Out of like we could have
I
won
I
all
would have
preseason
preferred to
games
have had,
10-0
yeah.
and it wouldn't have affected. We'd still get beat on Saturday.
I would have preferred to have had a little confidence boost heading into that.
I
I
know what
now
you
worry
mean.
about kind of the aftermath of the Fleetwood defeat, ahead of Rangers coming to town. But that's for after the section that will no doubt leave us with egg on our face. Prediction time.
Oh
Have I
God.
nicked some of this from Scarves Around the Funnels post the other day? Yes, I have. I'm not going to lie to you. However, we might put our own wee spin on things. Are we going to do the tables first?
Aye. Do the tables first.
You've got your table in front
Yeah,
of you, yeah?
I do. I do
Right.
indeed.
And we're just going 1, 1, or sorry, 12, 12,
Yeah.
11, 11.
Aye.
I actually want to group the bottom two together
Okay. Cool.
because I feel like if you don't have the two teams that I think you're going to have, I'll be surprised. We might have a little something going on. Okay,
Yep.
bottom of the pile then. Okay, bottom of the pile. Talk to me.
St Johnston.
Agreed.
Yeah. Just
Nice and
like
simple.
unless Mackenzie Kirk goes and just fuck it. And I would love it if Mackenzie Kirk went and smashed it. I don't see it happening.
It'd be great, but I am sorry. How St Johnstone stayed up by the skin of their teeth last season, I have no
They
idea.
weren't even in the playoffs.
They have been, but that's what I'm going to say. They've been swirling around that trap door for the past few seasons now, and yet have not plummeted. So I'm thinking, if it doesn't happen this season, I'm just going to have to accept that St Johnstone will be in the top 10 forevermore.
Yeah. They don't have a Livingston this season to just like
No.
take the bottom place and it's safe.
Please, this has to be it.
Yeah.
My beef with St Johnstone is back. Because, no, I like Craig Levine. I do like Craig Levine.
And Andy Kirk.
And Andy Kirk, the Hearts connections. I want Lewis
Yep.
Nielsen to have a great loan spell.
Oh God, yeah.
But no. No.
Lewis Nielsen will keep them up.
Immediately going against your prediction. I like it.
Yeah.
11th place.
This is where you imagine that I have Ross County, but I don't.
You're going to say Motherwell.
I've got Motherwell in
Yeah.
11th. I think they will then stay up. I will say that.
Yeah. Well,
But-
the third longest run in the top flight,
Yeah.
40 years or whatever it is.
Fuck me, Motherwell look awful. They made a lot of money off Theo Bear. Fair play to them, right? That's mad.
But Kettlewell is working on a shoestring, isn't he, really,
But-
for the most part.
What is going on? And I'm not, maybe, listen, maybe.
Mind you, they've signed this striker that's meant to be
Yeah, that's
shit
true.
hot today.
Yeah.
They've
And-
eventually confirmed it with the Theo Bear money.
Maybe because I'll be totally honest, I've not really paid attention to the League Cups this season. I've just been quite busy. So I've
Well,
not really
that's
paid
good. That bodes
attention.
well for the quiz, so that's
So,
excellent.
fuck's sake. I don't know. I know like 2 results.
Yes, you'll love to see it.
But the thing I did notice was Motherwell drawing and then losing on penalties to Sterling
Jesus,
in the last game.
Partick Thistle, because like I say,
Yeah, Partick Thistle, sorry. Aye.
we landed back the Sunday, and I was chatting to, obviously my folks came to pick us up from the airport, and we're chatting away, and then I thought I'll spend some time with my dad, watch the football. Holy moly, that was
I
not
just
a
saw
game
the
for
result.
neutrals,
I
that.
just saw the
I mean,
result. By the way,
I was tuning in for the draw, if I'm being honest.
why did I
thought,
think
okay,
it
we'll
was
watch the game.
Stirling Albion?
No idea.
Oh,
but
it's because
okay.
last season St Johnston got beat off Stirling Albion. That was
That's right,
still in
they
my
got
head.
pumped- They got
Yeah.
pumped at home.
That's what it was. Right.
I just feel like Motherwell always have somebody that they can
I
hang their hat
know. They
upon to
just
get them
get a
goals.
striker who scores
They
fucking loads
always
of
have a decent
goals.
striker.
Yeah.
The rest of the team could either carry them to Europe or be hovering over that relegation zone. But I just feel like Motherwell will always have somebody to keep them safe.
Yeah. They do now have to rely on Andy Halliday, and Lennon Miller might still leave.
He's not got to Rangers though. They've not got the cash.
Nah, nah.
I've gone for Ross County in 11th.
That's fair.
I hope they're higher than that for Don Cowie, for Aidan Denham.
Yeah,
Not for another multitude of reasons, to be honest. Just those two that I really care
yeah.
about. 10th, I'm assuming you've got Ross County.
Yes, Ross County for all the same reasons. I think 10th and 11th are quite interchangeable. As we saw on like the last day, it literally was that interchangeable. Do you also agree?
As I've got Motherwell, yes, I do agree.
Yes, right. Same bottom
Yeah,
three. Okay, cool.
just in a slightly different order. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I'm trying not to read too much into the League Cup, but honking. I mean, that game on Sunday was enough for me to go there. These are not finishing higher than 10th. But
That's
now they've
fair.
signed the striker, they might. So
They might, I don't know. By the way, if you can see on YouTube me typing, it's because I've put Ross County twice. So I thought they were going to be both 10th and 9th, apparently. So I just had to quickly change that. I'm not just suddenly changing my table, being like, oh shit, I've panicked. It's just that I only named 11
Hold on
teams.
a second. Have you got 12 different teams in your
Now I
table,
do.
yeah?
Now I do. I didn't before.
Nice. Who's taking Ross County's place at 9th?
The reason I forgot them is because they're the newly promoted bunch.
Team.
Yeah, it's Dundee United in 9th.
Yeah, same for me.
I'm happy Jim Goodwin's back because he's so stunning. So that's made the league more attractive. But
I feel like he's
there's
one that
much
won't
going
get long though.
No, I don't. I think he will be sacked by Christmas.
I think he could be one of the first for the chop because
Yeah.
United, obviously Mark Ogden's ploughing money in left, right, and centre. They're an expectant bunch up there.
Yeah.
United are a big club in Scottish football. I think these, and he signs like random players, like which now are kind of working at Aberdeen. Like he plucked Bojan Miovski out and Duke, and they've turned into, or did the season before last, two of their most sellable assets.
Yeah.
I just feel like the recruitment's all over the place. I couldn't tell you who half these players that Dundee
No,
have signed.
I know, I've
and they've
no
let
idea.
go of some young talent.
Yeah.
I see Declan Glass, Chris Mockery, Archie Meekison all left the club. I just felt as though there was a chance to build a decent young team there.
Yep.
And instead,
agreed.
it's a load of foreign talent that I don't know a great deal about. United could be one that are flirting with relegation for me.
And it could.
Just because of the unknowns. But again, I mean, we could see these could be hidden gems and they could be toward the top end. I think for the most part anyway, I feel like the bottom three we've kind of sorted. The top 3 or 4 we could sort, and everywhere else is just up for debate.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I
Sorry,
definitely
what were you
agree with
saying?
that. I was just going to say, in regards to what you were making the point about, like how just it's a bunch of random foreign talent. I agree that was it in the 90s when, ironically, up the road, Dundee spent fucking loads on just random players, and for a period of time, it really worked. But then it didn't, and they went into
the early
admin.
2000s as well.
It might have been.
Was it the
I can't mind.
Argentinians? They had their little Argentinian circle coming over.
Them, and then
I mean, of all places to settle in Scotland, these Argentinians coming to Dundee.
I know.
You poor souls.
The problem with all that, what I'm saying is like, oh well, it started well. It did end. I think they went into administration after that. So Dundee United will probably
Mark
be
Ogden's
like,
just
no,
making it snow.
yeah,
though.
true.
He's got Dosh to plough.
Very true.
That being said, he'll have lost an absolute ton.
Oh god, yeah. But I do think they'll stay up. I do think they'll be kind of out of bother. But
they could be saved if they make a switch.
That's very true. And can that job, that screams to me January Reese McCabe. That screams that to me.
Interesting. Okay.
It's no watch with Goodwin. Airdrie have got off to a similar start that they had last season, and McCabe goes, I can go in there, implement my style. It's like the sleeping giant kind of thing, and just go for it.
Young kid on the block to rescue the sleeping giant. Yeah. See Kieran McKenna at Ipswich Town.
Yeah.
Number 8.
I don't know how I feel about this, but I've went St Mirren.
Oh, that's low.
I just feel like, and this is reflective of this period of the table. I think each of the teams that were in the top six last season are going to have a drop off, but not a drop off that is like sack worthy or anything like that. Because I know St Mirren have just had back to back top fours, top sixes, but that's like obscene levels of success for St Mirren in our lifetimes.
Well,
So
first European time, 37
yeah,
years speaks
exactly.
volumes.
So I think not getting into the top six isn't a sackable offence for Robinson.
Wow. Do you feel as though Stephen Robinson could potentially be poached by somebody else? Is that also part of your
Maybe
thinking?
it could be part of it. I just feel like I don't. I see other teams around them kind of
Doing
having
better
a
business, you
plan.
think? Or
Yeah,
yeah.
like more of a
Okay.
plan. And
Interesting.
I know it's probably only going to be one tie, but Europe will affect it. They've started very well
I
in
was
their
going to say
tie.
that's a decent result. Get them back
Yep,
in Paisley. They could easily advance to the next round.
absolutely. And if they do, it could maybe be a hindrance in their league form. But if you ask a St Mirren fan, would you take finishing eighth, but you progress in Europe? They would be like, we could fucking finish 10th and
All
we'll
day.
take that.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm with you. I'm with you.
no real disrespect to St Mirren. I just think my logic will make more sense as we climb up the table. I just think some teams will have to revert back to the mean of who they are.
There's a certain magazine that we'll come to who have also backed St Mirren to finish eighth,
Really
bizarrely. Yeah, interesting.
interesting. Who have
Eighth,
you got?
I've not gone. Obviously, I've mentioned Dundee United, but I'm going to go for the crosstown rivals. So I'm going to go Dundee in eighth.
I was swithering between Dundee and
However, however, if they can keep Simon Murray fit
yeah,
and he can produce the same level as he did at Ross County, then Dundee could be one of those that easily climb a couple places,
very true.
maybe even repeat their top six antics. I mean, if he'd have said that Dundee would finish top six last season, you'd have been barking.
Yeah,
I don't know if there's a little bit of second season syndrome that might creep in.
yeah,
I I
I agree with
I
that.
I don't know. When I look at other clubs within the division, I feel like they've got solid backings or money to spend. I don't necessarily see Dundee having that, but I think Tory Docherty did a fantastic job last year, and he might well do the same. Do the same this year. Somebody's got to finish eighth, so I've put Dundee.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll just say now, my seventh is
Top of the
Dundee.
bottom six.
Mine
Okay.
is Dundee. And Dundee and St Mirren were the two I was kind of debating between where to put seventh and eighth. I think they'll have very similar seasons.
Okay. So you're expecting the drop off from the pair of them, obviously, given last
Yeah,
season's success.
yeah. And
Right.
again, it is mostly just what you said. It is entirely reliant on if they can keep Simon Murray fit.
Yeah.
And my
Bagsman.
logic is I
Great
don't
season
think
last
he'll
year.
be fit enough for them to keep them in the top six.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Seventh, I have gone for Hibernian.
Now, is that under the basis that David Gray gets off season?
No, because I don't think he will.
Oh, so even if they sack him, you think they won't rebound enough to get top six?
No. No.
Wow.
Their recruitment is a shambles.
What are you talking about? They've had massive 5-1 victories over Queen's
Oh yeah,
Park.
over who Elgin in Queen's Park.
Yep. Ignore the
They also
Kelty
got beat
Hearts
off
result.
Celtic. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So
which has cost them massively in the draw for the next round.
brilliant, isn't it? That's so good. Hibs could prove me wrong. Hibs should be a top half club, let's be honest, with the money that they've got, the
So hope you're
resources,
right. I
their
so hope you're
facilities.
right.
I just feel like do you know what it is, right? They've obviously looked at Hearts and gone, yeah, well, this guy stepped in as caretaker and he's delivered a couple of results. Okay, we'll appoint him as the manager. It's like they're an absolute. Hibs cannot read the room in terms of their fan base. Malky Mackay as sporting director was the first red
Fuck, I
marking.
forgot about that.
Do you know what? Like they just don't know what they're doing.
Malky Mackay, sporting
Hibs,
director, David Gray's manager, and their billionaire owners going, nobody's listening to us.
who's more
Nobody's
asked
picking up the
about
phone.
Bournemouth, Lorient, and various other money making projects. He's just using them as some feeder club. I just feel as though Hibs have got their priorities all wrong. I feel as though they're just they're so out of touch. I just feel like I feel like Hibs is a club with so much potential. The two of us are the capital club, so let's be honest.
Yeah.
But I feel like we are at least trying to make moves to knock on the door. I just feel like Hibs aren't really arsed. Like I they might give Gray time, but I feel like the fans will get. I think the fans will turn quickly. I think they'll get on his back, and then I think they'll be forced into another decision that they maybe aren't as comfortable with making and taking.
I so hope you're right. I hope I'm wrong with where I've got them, obviously in the top six, and it's just another fucking season where they just completely fail.
It'd be brilliant.
Oh, it'd
It
be
really
so
would.
good.
There is a part of me that's put that in hope
Yeah.
well as well as genuine belief. I don't rate Hibs. As we'll come to, I was annoyed that we didn't beat them at Tynecastle. Yeah, that last minute Shankle win at Easter Road was great and fantastic, and I celebrated like you wouldn't believe. But they're dog.
I hope you're right. I very much hope you're right.
So top six, then you must have the Glasgow two, the Edinburgh two, Aberdeen, and Killie.
Correct. They are my top six.
Who have you got in sixth?
I've got Killie. Continuing my trifecta of I think they'll fall away a wee bit, but I think, as I say, Killie won't fall massively.
To be fair, history has said that you're kind of right.
Yeah, that's my logic.
Because like clubs at our level just get raided whenever there's talented players.
True.
I'm amazed they've kept a hold of Danny Armstrong, if I'm honest.
So am I. I can't believe it. Which is maybe I'm doing a bit of disservice to them, putting them in sixth. And I'm just going to get caught like big team bias in this. I've got Dundee United in ninth. Fuck he's all. We Killie. I think that's still going to be viewed as a very successful season for them.
Oh yeah, I think so. Top six again, and maybe like even if they're within a conversation of Europe,
yeah,
I think success for Killie.
And I think it's going to be very tight from third down to about eighth this season. Okay. So it could be one of those things on the last day of the split. Jesus, somebody gets in on goal difference kind of thing.
We could be spot on. We could be miles off it.
Yeah.
I honestly think the Scottish, obviously the top two speak for themselves, but the rest of it is just a minefield. I mean, it honestly is. It could go any which way. Which is why I've gone for St Mirren in sixth.
That's fair. I can see that as well. Only 2 places difference with me.
I actually think he's done some decent recruitment, Stephen Robinson.
Yeah.
I was amazed he lost Ryan Strayed to Dundee United, can I just say?
Oh, God, yeah, I forgot
headed
about
down
that.
south.
Yeah.
I'm very surprised that he signed for United, but I think and Keanu Bacchus as well to Mansfield Town. An Australian international is signing for Mansfield. I mean, serious, sack your agent. Disgraceful.
They beat us last year. Maybe that was all it was.
Shut up. But I think Sean Rooney's an excellent signing at right wing back to replace
Fuck, I forgot about that. I know.
The goalie is meant to be really good. Apparently made a couple decent saves when they were in Iceland midweek. I think he's doing a really good job, Stephen Robinson. I would be surprised to see St Mirren in that top six again, to be honest. I just think they're better run than Hibs. Arguably Dundee, because they're still Dundee at the end of the day. So I really don't know I really don't know what could happen with them. So I'm going for the Buddies back to back to back top six finishes.
That would be unbelievable.
Albeit in sixth and missing out on Europe, but that just shows how far they've come. I mean, a decade ago, were St Mirren not bottom of the championship, and they had to stay up on virtually the last day.
Yeah,
so now look at them.
Mad, absolutely mad.
Fifth, I'm assuming you've gone for Hibs.
I have gone for Hibs. Okay. Again, maybe I am just doing that delusional thing of going, they're still one of the biggest clubs in the country. Surely this time they'll get their shit together.
I think that's exactly what it sounds like, because to me, they still seem an absolute basket case.
Yeah, like, I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen with Gray. I genuinely, like...
It will be funny to see them turn on their biggest ever legend.
I know. We'll get to them. I think Jimmy Thielen, I don't know what he's going to do, but I err on the side of I think he'll be quite good because of his reputation and just what I think
he's got good players there.
Yeah, exactly. The squad overall at Aberdeen is better than Hibs.
Yeah, I agree.
But Gray could be a Naismith. where he just comes in and like just sorts it, and it's even better because of who he is, and the fans will definitely give him more time than they would give literally anybody else on the
Yeah.
planet.
Yeah, that's true. He is held in such a high esteem. And I also think Hibs fans, as much as we don't like them, I do think that there are some sensible ones within the support that will
I
go,
would agree.
well, look at the absolute shambles that our
Yeah,
hierarchy are. How is the manager meant to yield results when our recruitment's all over the place? We, we don't know how much money we've got to spend, or there's so many external factors going on that, again, it could go really well, it could be a disaster. I've gone for somewhere in between. You're going on the side of good because
yeah.
I can't fault you for thinking that. Hibs should finish in the top five each and every year,
It is fucking
as far as I'm
mad
concerned.
that we're in a position where this is a genuine discussion about whether
Oh,
or not they finish in the top six
listen,
or not.
I'm not being funny. It could be the same for us. We could
Yeah,
struggle
I
with
know.
Thursday Sundays. You look
Yeah.
at some of these fixtures. We'd be playing midweek in Europe, and then we're presented with a tough Scottish
It's
game on the
like
Sunday.
it's like the traditional top six away every single time.
So you're looking at it thinking, it'd be great to pick up money, prize money in Europe on the Thursday, but equally, I'd love to get a point or all three at the weekend. So
Absolutely.
it's going to be tough.
That
But
is the other thing. Hibs and Aberdeen don't have Europe to worry about. So
so
can
could
just fully focus domestically.
right. So I'm going to go through your fifth to 12th because we've got the
Yep.
same top four. So you've got County in 12th.
No. St Johnston
Sorry,
in
you've
12th.
you've got St Johnstone in 12th. You've got Motherwell in 11th.
Yep.
You've got County in 10th.
Yep.
We've both got Dundee United in ninth.
Yep.
Eighth, you've got
St
St
Mirren.
Mirren. Seventh,
Dundee.
sixth,
Kelly.
Killie. Fifth, Hibs.
Yep.
And I've gone St Johnstone bottom. Sorry, that's why I said that. Ross County in 11th. I've gone Motherwell 10th. Dundee United ninth. Dundee 8th. Hibs 7th. St Mirren 6th. And Killie in 5th.
So
Daniel Kyver.
out of the bottom six, we've got five of the same. Four of the same.
Interesting. And that's Dundee, Motherwell, Ross County, St Johnstone.
Oh
Is
no,
it?
five of the
No. Oh, no,
same.
United. Yeah.
Dundee
Aye,
United,
sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, aye.
Fucking hell. Half the league
Fourth.
we basically agree with. Fourth, I've got a big caveat.
Oh, God.
Fourth, I've went with us. But if
Interesting.
come the end of Europe, we are within 9 points of third, we'll get third.
Okay.
But if it's more than that, if Europe has completely been disastrous for us and we're like 13 points by Christmas Eve, I'll be like, nah, that's it. It's gone.
Okay. That's
I hope
that's
I'm
fair.
wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
You believe that Jimmy
Yep.
Thielen, will get a tune out of this Aberdeen squad? Because for what it's worth, I do too. I think they've got
Yeah.
good players. I think the signing of Dimitar Mitov has the potential to be one of the best in Scotland this season because he's a
Yep.
cracking goalkeeper. Um, I still worry about them defensively, but they score goals. They've got good
Yeah.
forward players.
A big
Miovski, I'm
aspect of
amazed
it.
is still there.
That's the other big caveat
Yeah.
I have with my Aberdeen pick, that I can't believe the two big strikers that were being spoken about in the league in the
Yeah.
summer have both just not moved anywhere. Like, I find it mad.
What I find mad is that Keith Jackson has not written any articles in the Daily Record saying that Rangers and Celtic are both preparing bids for Bojan Miovski, because obviously he's desperate for Lauren Shankland to move to one of them. So where are these, Keith?
Just the most pathetic man.
Fourth, I've gone Aberdeen.
Okay, I mean, we've clearly both gone for the same third and fourth two teams, and I think it's very interchangeable. Actually, this is what you reveal.
No, I'm kidding on. I'm kidding on. Fourth, yeah, Aberdeen, I think, yeah, I've said all I need to say, really. Good squad. This manager, uh, it'll go one of two ways. I think he'll
Yeah,
uncover some gems. I do. I think he's got this reputation for building Elfsborg up. Am I right in
yeah.
saying that? Is
Hmm.
that where he's come from?
Yeah.
So wait and see what happens with the Dons. But ultimately, I don't think they'll get third because I think that we will still.
I really
Hopefully.
hope you're right. A big part of it is a big part of it, actually, I was about to say something else, but a big part of it is if Shanklin doesn't go in January.
Yeah.
Now, I would be
Uh,
stunned if he did, if he stays in the summer.
See, I feel like he might sign a pre-contract in January,
Yeah, absolutely.
which I'm fine with as long
Yeah,
as he
that's fine. I
then,
don't give a shit.
yeah. I mean, we've seen that with somebody headed through West, a centre half recently to that club that are supposedly interested in Lauren Shanklin, but ultimately don't have a pot to piss in. Yeah, them.
For half a
Um,
second, I was like, when did that happen this season? But I then realised what you were talking about.
um, I the squad's strong. It is
A
strong.
very strong squad.
One of the strongest we've seen,
There's been
arguably.
some mental folk, neutrals mainly, saying that because of the pre-seasons we've had, that we should be pushing for second,
That worries me. That
which is
really does
mad.
worry me.
It's fucking mad. Of
They
course, we're
clearly
not
haven't
getting
considered that
second.
we are guaranteed European football, though,
Yeah,
because clubs outside the old firm cannot, untraditionally, have not coped well with domestic and continental
yeah,
football, like we've just spoken about.
yeah. It's just not. We're definitely no fucking. I've not even said we'll
But,
get third.
but again, I'm hoping that we're
That
within a
framework kind of
distance,
thing.
as you
Yeah,
say, yeah, that is then catchable, achievable. Because then I think we've seen it last season. There's no reason why it can't work again this season.
yeah. I really hope you're right. I worry that I'm right. I will say though, we got
I think fourth. I think fourth still a decent.
yeah,
If you just said to me
100%.
when we're coming up from the Premiership, you're going to have 4 seasons in the top four back to back with clubs coming in and out of that, I'd have said cool. I'll take that.
Yeah, absolutely. And just
And European group stage
generally,
football within 2 of those
yeah,
seasons.
exactly. Like last season was so good when we went on that run.
Yeah.
And if we can emulate that again, it would be amazing. But
I just hope that we don't take till November to wake up and realize that
yeah,
we've got points to win.
yeah, that's very true. Um, I do have I am whilst I have said we won't get third, I am incredibly optimistic ahead of this season. I just do think we've got. I cannot believe Shanklin's still here. I can't fucking believe it.
I, I can't and I can. The reason that I can't is because he's incredible. The reason that I can is because age is on our side here.
True, true.
The money that we are after is on our side because
Yep,
nobody's willing to pay the amount that we believe he's worth. But this is all down to Europe because
yeah.
we believe that he's worth that particular amount on the basis that he fires us to third. So I
By the way, a
and the fact
question
that
on
there's
that.
a year left, the age
Yeah,
that he's at, there's no club that's going to pay that.
a
So if we lose him on a free, provided we finish third, I'm happy with that. I'm calm.
I will say though, I thought Europe changed this coming season where if you're third, you don't get guaranteed. You still have to win a playoff for the conference.
I, I think it does, but then I think we've also kind of accepted that we're going to have obviously that money this, or we'll
Oh well,
get paid out
yeah,
at the end of this
yeah.
season
So yeah, that's good. That's
what
true.
we're about to enter, and it because it's changed format and it's the league table.
That's
There's
very
a
true.
particular amount of fixtures, and you might
Yeah,
get some more glamorous ties, or maybe some more winnable ties, or whatever.
that's true.
Do you know what? Like the money's kind of already come for Shanklin,
Yeah.
really.
Oh yeah,
So,
he's
so,
literally given us
so
at
if we
least
lose him,
7 million.
if we lose him, then we lose him. Like
Listen,
I'm not deluded enough to know that he will attract interest because of the 2 ridiculous seasons that he's given
yeah,
us. So if that's the case and he performs well again this season, I don't think we can have any complaints.
I was sat here all last season going, if he stays next season and leaves on a free, that is the perfect way for him to leave for me.
Yeah, yeah.
I know that we're in this position where it's like, with the model we currently have, we've never been more financially stable in our lifetimes, but also kind of just like in the last couple of lifetimes. We need to start consolidating that. And like the Alex Cochrane situation, it's like, right, we do, whilst he is one of our best players, we do need to kind of flip for profit when it matters.
It's
But
knowing our place, isn't it? Providing a
yeah,
platform, making profit,
absolutely. We are
and
every club in Scotland is a selling club out with the old firm, right?
provided you recruit wisely to
Yeah,
replace the players that you lose.
But also there are just individuals where it's like, no, he's the best striker we've seen. So you just make special arrangements for him.
I swear. As much as we say this, right? It's gonna kill me if he ends up signing for Rangers on a free at the end.
It definitely, that is the worst case scenario. But you and me have even sat through the amount of players going to the Glasgow clubs before they've even fucking done as much that Shanklin's done. So if somebody,
And that
again,
we've
at the
got money
start,
for.
yeah, if somebody at the start, when Shanklin signed for Belgium, someone's like, by the way, he's going to become the best striker you've ever seen. Yeah, he'll leave for a free Rangers, but you get all those months. I'll be like,
Well,
I fucking watched Jason Holt go to Rangers.
We had differing opinions on whether we should even sign Lawrence
Yeah,
Shanklin. So
exactly.
there was people that were skeptical like you. He's exceeded even my expectations in
Yeah.
terms of how good he's been. So we can't, again, what happens, happens.
Yeah.
So third, you've gone Aberdeen
Yes, I have.
on the basis of good squad, new
I just
manager,
think if they keep
decent deal.
Majowski, I think Jimmy Thielen sounds good. All the right things are coming out of Pittodrie, basically. I know they struggled in that first half against Airdrie, but it's Rhys McCabe's Airdrie. They're the best team in the world, apparently. What was it? Fucking 85-0 against East Kilbride.
I was about to say they signed a boy that was at East Kilbride when I was there. Dylan McDonald.
Oh, really?
He's been really good for Airdrie. So incredible move for him.
Yeah, like
on full-time championship.
Generally, Aberdeen seem to be in the best position they've started the season in the last couple of years. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's another season where both of them are in the bottom six and it's just the best shit ever. And our main rivals are just Derek McInnes, and we just wave, being like, we know that you're not catching us, and you know you're no Derek either, so we'll just have the weirdest 0-0 ever in the final few games.
But then that leads us on to the top two, and I'll just be astonished if we've got different top two. So it's
Celtic are winning the league.
First.
Yeah, Celtic are winning the league. There's no two ways about it. Philip Cohen has no money, has players handed in transfer requests.
I feel for him. He's got to get sacked, and it's not his fault.
I will say I haven't really seen a lot of pushback from Rangers fans to him. The general fan base seems to be
and the board and
the board are like
they are a shambles. Can I just say Scottish football is so depressing when they're the biggest shambles we've seen for a while. They can't even go to Ibrox to kick off their season.
Oh god, yeah, and they'll still get second by 20 points.
Like so depressing, isn't it?
Yeah, but yeah, Celtic will win the league, and I couldn't give less of a shit.
A lack of money talks, evidently.
Yes.
Celtic, by the way, 8-1 I've seen for them to win the treble. I don't think they're going to do it for what it's worth, but that's a good price.
That is a really good price.
That Rangers are. So, just saying, you're all welcome if you hop on that and it comes in.
I might do that.
A wee tenner or two from all of you.
Yeah, exactly. That's ridiculous.
McIver, I'm going to ask, pure and simple, what is more likely? Keith Jackson to stop writing about Lawrence Shanklin or Hearts to win a trophy?
I thought we were going to specifically say to win the League Cup. There's more chance of Shanklin's writing the article for Keith Jackson, to be honest, than us winning the League Cup. We're never going to win the League Cup again. I've just accepted it.
There we are. This is the season.
In fairness, there was
it has to happen. The law of averages says it has to come to an end at some stage. Why not now?
Because we're going to win the Scottish Cup instead.
Nice.
I've just got it in my head that we're winning the Scottish Cup because it's probably Gordon's last year. And I'm like, that's how the best player we've ever had goes out with a trophy. And Shanklin's last season fires us to it.
Can I just say, provided that he doesn't sign for St Johnstone, what's that rumour all about?
If that happens, I'm handing my season ticket back. That can fuck off. I'm not going to games. Fuck off. I'm not doing that. Craig Gordon, we need to be the last team he plays for. Fuck off, Craig Levine. Don't you dare. You can have Lewis Nielsen and your assistant manager, Laddie, but fuck off. You're no having Craig Gordon.
I don't.
What, we're going Ryan Fulton back up, aye?
Oh.
Fuck off.
Please, I was disappointed enough when Ryan McGowan signed for St Johnstone. Please do not do this, Craig. You're better than that.
No, like that's no happening. But yeah, I don't know why.
We've said we might win a cup.
We might win a cup.
More likely than Keith Jackson to stop writing about Lawrence Shanklin.
Unless in the first round we get Celtic away like Hibs have. then we're
We'll
fucked.
come to the draw for
Yeah.
the League Cup, the round 16 after these, and another little segment that I want to talk about. Our European performance,
I have
conference group.
no idea. I have no idea because the draw's not
I'm
been
just
made.
I'm just keeping it
So
simple. Conference group.
yeah, we're not going to get into the Europa League. It's just
There's
not
some
happening.
bloody good teams in the Europa League.
I know. I know.
The playoff round, crikey.
It's ridiculous. It's
I,
absolutely ridiculous.
mind
Aren't
you,
Chelsea in the conference though?
well, I was going to say we got lucky with the draw with Zurich. That was forever
Yeah,
horrible.
we did.
That was disgusting.
Yeah, because I got some
Um,
massive teams then.
it could have gone down to the Emirates to watch Arsenal
Yeah.
against Hearts and Eindhoven, PSV, and whoever else was in their group. Anyway, not bitter about that at all. Top scorer, obvious answer. If he stays.
If he stays, Lawrence Shankland.
If he's not in the royal blue by the weekend.
Yes,
Shut
exactly.
up. Shut up, Keith. Give it a rest.
Imagine if we release this and an hour and a half later they just go, oh, Shankland signs for 5 million. The whole
That would
podcast
be
would become irrelevant.
that would be an instant dismissal. That'd be like the one that we put out just before Bro Up.
We had to just take it down and be like,
Episode
there's no
37 that
point.
was heard by a handful of people.
Yeah, I
Because
think like
37 and a half
100
was right around the
people.
corner.
I genuinely think like 100 people heard episode 37, and then about 2,500 the first day heard 37 and a half.
2,000 of them weren't even Hearts fans.
Exactly. We had about 12 Hearts fans there.
Player of the year.
If he stays, Lawrence Shankland.
Okay, can we do like, you know how the bookies do like a league winner, except
Yeah.
like Manchester City or
If he
whatever?
doesn't, if he's not here for the full season, I think top goal scorer will still be Lawrence Shankland.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
If he does leave, though, I mean, there's an argument to be made that he probably still would be playing the season, but I'm going to go with. Who am I going to go? Jan Dander, because we've put our
like
neck
it.
on we've put our neck on the line for this guy for about 3 years.
I
So
like that.
we're going for it. What about you?
I'm going for a favourite of ours who has just was so dependable last season. I'm going to go Frankie Kent
Ah, it's a good shout. That's a good shout.
because I love that
Yeah.
guy, and he's our best defender by a million miles.
Now that Cochrane's left, that is actually true. Yeah.
So I'm going with Francis.
Fair.
Young Player of the Year,
I've
seeing as half of them have been shifted out
I
to
know.
the Scottish Premiership. You're going to have
I've technically
task
got
pick.
two,
okay.
but I'll give both, but I'll pick one. The one I was
Right.
kind of in between was Macaulay Tate.
Yeah.
Just
that's
if he
what
did,
I
but
thought.
that's not who I've went with
Oh, okay.
because he's eligible. Daniel Oyegoke, because I'm going for it.
God's sake.
He's only
Why
21.
Why did I not think of that? Oh, he
Yep.
just will get it, won't he?
Yep.
Oh, that's annoying.
Daniel
That's annoying.
Oyegoke.
Right, I'm going to stick with Macaulay Tate then. Fuck it.
That's fair.
He's going to perform domestically for us. This is
I
his
think he
breakthrough
very
year.
much could. I think this will be his breakthrough year.
Best signing. You've got
Daniel Oyegoke.
I've gone for Gerald Taylor.
That's fair. That's probably the one
is
that
it?
everybody's saying.
Is it Jerry? Is it
Jerry
Herald?
Taylor.
I don't know.
If he's shite, it's Jerry Taylor. If he's great, it's Herald Hallour.
Herald Taylor.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I
Why
also
have we got
caveated
two fucking Costa Ricans called Jerry and Kenny? How has this happened?
I don't know. There must be some like mad British influence in Costa Rica. Is there one? I don't know. I then caveated that with Taylor or Oyegoke. I agree. It's clear to see what we've gone for in terms of defence. Big, strong, athletic defenders.
Yeah.
That's why Nathaniel Atkinson, you've been shown the door, son.
Yeah. Oh God, he's still here, eh? Fucking
He's
forgot
a new
about
Lloyd
him.
Demure. He's just sitting chilling.
It's just going. Do not even fucking compare the greatest player we've ever had to Nathaniel Atkinson. How dare you? I was at that Spartans friendly. That's when friendlies mattered. When Lloyd Demure turned into Zidane.
Did you give him the armband? Oh,
yes,
geez.
and he got like a hat trick of assists, and then he was sold a week later.
Something that I wish that Lloyd Demure had won. Most improved player. Who are you going for? This is the last category before we get into a different section.
That's hard, actually.
I've gone for somebody that I hope will be our most improved player because I'm obviously going to give you time here to think.
Yeah.
I don't know in terms of game time how much exactly he's going to get. I've gone for Yutaro Oda.
Oh, that's not who I thought you were about to say.
I was tempted to go Kenneth Vargas because, as you
That's
know,
also not who I thought you were going to say.
mi hermano, love that guy.
That's the thing. We love him already. So it's
He is,
not. He had a great
and
season.
he's nuts. The neck tat, the fact he's called Kenneth and is from Costa Rica, as you've mentioned. What a guy. But I'm going for Yutaro Oda because I hope it will be Yutaro Oda. I hope that his decision making will actually be decent. And I hope that
Yeah.
he'll cross when he shoots and he'll shoot when he should cross.
Yep. No, but
No.
that's what he currently does.
He'll shoot when he should shoot.
Yep.
And should
And
cross
when he should cross. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Who have you gone for?
I was going to be like weird and hipster and be like Craig Halkett, even though he's like beloved from previous times, but he's just had struggles the last 18 months. But my actual answer is going to be, obviously, how did I forget? Hiyosuke Tagawa. That's who I'm going with. He's going to carry on. We're playing Rangers at Tynecastle on a hot day. It's going to be great. He'll be amazing.
Interesting. So we've basically accepted that a Japanese player will be the recipient of the most improved player.
Okay. Yes.
Sorry, I felt like I cut you off there.
No, I was just going to say my hope and logic behind it is that he just pretends every game's the last game of the season. I know he's not shown it yet in pre-season, but as I've made it clear, I don't give a fuck about pre-season. Unless it's positive things.
Just get on that we don't play competitive games.
Yeah.
Like that game towards the end of the season was a dead rubber anyway. So each of our 38 league games, Kyosuke, are dead rubbers.
Dead rubbers that mean fuck all.
Don't matter a job. Okay. Upon the podcast's recording this fine Tuesday evening, we've also managed to bag ourselves a little feature in a magazine that you might have heard of called 442. It's been released today, the season preview, so I need to caveat this and say that whilst it's came out on the 30th of July, my answers for this were to be submitted for the 30th of June. So we've had plenty signings come in.
Wait now. Your answers, because Adam Kennedy isn't listed in the issue.
Well,
our podcast is, but we've got the secret third guy. This is the big reveal.
FFT stitched me up with Adam Kenny, Adam Kenny of the Perth to Paisley podcast.
I don't know why it makes me laugh so much. I love it.
I was devastated when I saw that. Our big moment. We've actually made it, McIver.
We're in print.
We're in print. In print in a big magazine.
Yeah.
What's followers on that Twitter account?
The crucial thing is they got Perth to Paisley podcast right.
Absolutely. If I'd have given them my username, God knows who'd have been getting followed off the back.
They've not just been chucking scarves all the attention.
no, exactly.
Adam Kenny from Scarves Around the Funnel has given us his thoughts.
Scarves Around My Story.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
This is Around the Funnel. Right. So I figured that it might be some fun, obviously, given that we were contacted and Adam Kenny, whoever he is, did the answers. I figured it might be funny to compare Adam Kenny's answers to Daniel McIver's answers.
Do not try. Is that how you're getting out if they're all shite? Be like, what's to me? What's to me?
So I said to McIver, look, we've been quizzed by 442. I'll give you some categories. You can give me answers, and I'll compare it to what eventually makes the final cut of the program, the issue. So we're just going to go through it. It's kind of similar to the predictions, but also kind of not.
I have no idea what's coming here, by the way, so it's going to be completely off the top of my head.
So anything's going to pop up. So I'm going to also get the email up side by side.
Cool.
And yeah, we're just going to go through it. So McIver, the first kind of line that they gave was last season was incredible. Okay. Are you going to expand on that, or just?
I thought it was one word for some reason.
No. Like you could go into as little depth or as long depth.
It was incredible. It was one of the best seasons of our lifetime. Yeah, the one downside is the lack of finals, but apart from that, it was amazing.
Oh, I was going to say that sums up our difference in answers, because I also said Last season was brilliant, despite a sluggish start. Hopefully, we don't take until November to wake up and go on an impressive winning run this season.
Oh yeah,
So there's your first example.
yeah,
Okay,
fair, right.
next one. The big talking point is,
will we be able to manage Europe with the domestic form?
I said, the fact that we're back in a European group stage, so we'll have to juggle both domestic and continental football, which we struggled with the season before last.
Fair.
So we're basically in agreement there. This season will be different because we've
still got Lawrence Shankland. Just do the song, but I'd still got. No, I think because we have more depth than we've had in recent years.
Again, similar to me, I said because we've pinched players from other clubs in the league that perform well domestically and will hopefully prove very beneficial.
Fair.
This next one could be interesting. I won't be happy unless
we win the league. Oh God, that's an interesting. That's an interesting question because I won't be happy unless we are still in stuff towards the end of the season, which is a shite answer. But what I mean by that is just
no, I don't mind that.
As long as we're not in March going, well, that's it, the season's done for the next couple of months. We're clearly fourth. I mean, if we're in March and the league's done and we're third and we've got only a cup final to wait for, I'll take that. But that still is something to play for. I just want to, at every point in the season, have competitive games that mean something.
It's better for the podcast as well. If
yeah, true.
Talking about dead rubbers and what have you. I went a little more basic than that. This might be seen as like a minuscule mindset, but to be honest, I really don't care. I said, I won't be happy unless we beat Hibs at Tynecastle. That 2-2 draw in particular last October still annoys me.
That's fair. I get that.
Sorry, team, but we ain't finishing outside the top four. And if we do, it's a disgrace.
Yeah.
Our key player will be
Daniel Oyego. Lawrence Shankland.
Who else but Lawrence Shankland? A 25-goal campaign was impressive enough as a Hearts centre forward, but to score 30 last season was unthinkable. So we're in agreement there.
Fair.
I'm intrigued to see who you're going to say for this. Our most underrated player is
Tammy Devlin.
Okay.
Because I just thought he was amazing last season, and he only seemed to get recognition towards.
Great.
But it only seemed like towards the end of last season that folk were like, "Oh yeah, he's actually doing quite well." In Europe, he was our best player.
Yeah, that's true.
And then he just inexplicably was dropped.
Over the course of the season, he developed an understanding of a different type of.
But even now, when I feel like people are talking about like starting 11s, he's only in like 70%. I mean, I feel like he should be in all of them.
Okay. I opted for our most underrated player is Xander Clark, who's proved he's an excellent deputy for club captain Craig Gordon between the sticks. Look out for now. This is a young player who could break through. I feel like
I'll go with Macaulay Tate because that fits that's better than a signing who people will want to do well.
I said, look out for Macaulay Tate, who plays with a confidence and assurance that is beyond his 18 years. Also, James Wilson, another teenage talent who showed promise off the bench up front last season. This one didn't make the cut. Fans think our owner is.
Oh, fans think, or what should fans think?
Fans think our owner is.
Fans think our owner isn't as good as they actually are. Because they're better than the general. Like, if you go literally as Anne Budge, she doesn't get the respect that she deserves from it. If you go on the board, generally, there's issues I have with it, but generally the board that's been in place has had our most successful domestic run.
Oh, no. You've got a much kinder answer than I have. I said, fans think our owner is too reluctant to pull the trigger after Craig Levein and Robbie Nielsen's tenures. Third time lucky with Stephen Naismith, I suppose.
But that's now a decade.
It's probably from my perspective, rather than the fans.
And that's what I mean. You have to put in context the decade that the ownership has been in, and the decade has been,
and the state that we were in prior to.
Yeah, exactly. The context of the ownership has to be included, and it's like, yes, without fans, we wouldn't be here, but without the ownership, we also wouldn't be here. So fuck you, Adam Kenny.
Yeah, you dauber. The opposition player I'd love here is.
Oh, we fucking signed them all this season, so who gives a shit?
I'm going to caveat this. This was before the Costa Rican Cafu came in.
Ryan Strain? That who you
No,
went
but I
with?
maybe should have done as a realistic one.
Tavernier have you went with?
James Tavernier, I simply cannot fathom the criticism he receives given his ridiculous offensive output.
Oh, Hatate? I'd
Nice. Like
like,
Matt
I'd
O'Reilly
like
or somebody.
Hatate.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like a multi-million pound player. Chat him in. Hey, Carter Vickers, him and Kent as a two would just be
AP duo.
ridiculous. We'd never concede.
I was looking at this purely because I thought, well, for another one of my answers, I was close to putting a particular player. I
Right.
thought right back was a problem position.
That's
Then
fair.
we've signed two big brutes, and I'm happy.
Yeah,
So
that's fair.
with that. The opposition player who grinds my gears is.
Oh, who's consistently good against us? Dander was it? Dander always seemed to perform
Okay.
against us. I'm not going to pick somebody for Celtic, Rangers, or Hibs because that's like such a
Neither did I, for what it's worth.
yeah.
Martin
Who's
Boyle
like
was up there for his diving.
yeah? I guess like Duke was annoying in that season that he was good, but who's like somebody shite that's always good against us?
That was partly my thinking.
Curtis Main, I guess, is who I'd go with because
That's
it's
not a bad
just
shout.
like fuck off. Why are you only good against us? But is
That's
that
not-
an actual answer? I don't
That's not a
know.
bad shout.
Who did you go with?
Somebody like a Jordan White, maybe?
Oh, that might actually be a better shout because I think he has a ridiculous record against us compared
That's
to
not
like
who I went
fucking everybody.
for. Out of
Who did you go
interest.
with?
I went. The opposition player who grinds my gears is Graham Shinney, a better bully than he is a ball player.
That's probably the actual answer. That is probably the
I
actual
despise
answer.
Graham Shinney. I don't
Yeah.
think he's as good as people, mainly Aberdeen fans, make out. So we'll go with that.
Yeah.
The active player I'd love to have back is.
Ryan McGowan.
Okay.
Genuinely, Ryan McGowan.
I mean, now upon reflection, now that I've had some time to think about this, the options that I maybe should have gone for were Aaron Hickey,
No.
and Andy Irving.
No, we'd much rather Ryan McGowan.
But the player who I actually went for was the active player I'd love to have back is Callum Patterson to fill in wherever the hell he wants.
Callum Patterson is my actual answer. Yes, agreed. Because I was saying to you before we started recording.
The right back hadn't come in, people.
Yeah.
I was worried.
He plays everywhere.
Exactly. Imagine him and Shanklin up front.
Oh, it'd be amazing.
Knocking it down for Shanklin to just be in and around him.
I'm very much taking a vibes approach to this season and just going, I just want to enjoy it. So therefore, I'd enjoy the season more if Ryan McGowan or Callum Patterson was here. I don't care if it makes us worse. I'd be happier that they're being paid by the club.
You're 100% calling it this episode vibes, and you no new season vibes or something like
that. New season, same vibes.
Same vibes. The player I'd happily drive to another club is, and this didn't make the cut.
Well, I'd probably have said George Grant, but he's looked apparently all right in pre-season.
Okay.
He's
I
blonde
changed
now.
my answer for this as well, by the way.
Who is that? Nathaniel Atkinson.
Was my initial answer. And then I went for George Grant.
Okay. I'm surprised that wasn't your initial answer.
I said, considering we've signed players in his position this summer, it tells you all you need to know.
Fair.
And Atkinson, I agree, is fair.
Especially now, with the players ahead of him.
The pantomime villain will be, now this could be somebody at our club or at another club.
David Gray.
Okay. I didn't want to think about that nightmare scenario, so I hope it's a bit more boring.
I just think
again,
he will.
Didn't make the cut.
Oh, who have you went with?
Sorry, what were you going to say about Gray? No.
I was just going to say, like, it's so... Whatever happens, whatever the derby result is, if we win, they win, we draw, we get each other in the cup, he will be the focal point of everything.
He seems like the sour grapes type as well.
Yeah.
Or
But he's not a pantomime villain unless you take pantomime villain to be the very literal term of pantomime, where they're always quite shite, and it's Rocky
Oh, okay.
Bashiri. But that's a
No,
fun.
I think he's the hero.
But that's what I mean. Pantomime villains, what people actually mean by that is like the over the top guy that you hate. When in reality, pantomime villains are always shite that
Oh,
lose
okay,
in the
sorry.
end.
Then maybe I've misinterpreted this then.
No, you whatever you're about to say, because that's what I'm saying. My answer isn't Rocky Bashir because I love him too much. It is David Gray that I'm going with.
Okay. I've gone for Kyogo Furuhashi, who scored more goals against Hearts
Yeah.
than any other team for Celtic.
It would also
This was a
he,
tough one. I'm like it didn't make the cut, and for
he's
good
about
reason. It's a
he's
tough
about
question.
to leave, but Todd Cantwell probably would be up there
Good
as
shout.
well.
Good shout.
But no,
Um,
Kenny Vargas put him on his arse and he's handed in a transfer request. Bye bye,
aye.
Todd.
Beat it, TikTok, Todd. Get to. This also didn't make it. The thing my club really gets right is,
Oh, the community focus.
oh, nice. I said their outstanding work in the community through Big Hearts, the club's official
Yeah,
charity.
just community
Nice,
focus
nice
is
of
really
them.
well
I love
done.
Big Hearts.
Yep.
Great people, and they make it a real difference. Speaking of making a difference, the one change I'd make would be
Craig Gordon, club captain, starting in every single game, regardless of context, regardless of if he's fit. Play Craig Gordon in every position possible.
I mean, it did say something off the pitch at your club. Ideally, you've not given me the ideal answer, so that's fine. You're
Right.
entitled to that.
Off the pitch.
Ideal. I mean, you've said it there.
Appoint Rudy
I don't mind that.
Scatchell as Joe Savage's replacement.
Nice. Okay. I would have said Takis Fisas till I learned that he was the Greece national team sport director, so thanks for that. What I did say, and again didn't make it, would be to bring Scott Wilson back as stadium announcer because it hasn't been the same since he put down that microphone. You know it, I know it, we all know it.
I don't care about stadium announcers.
I do.
I want Rudy Scatchell in the boardroom because I sit near the board group, so I'd be able to see him.
My club's season ticket prices are
All right. And I'm saying that as someone who pays the most because I'm in the newsstand premium section. As I say, sitting near the board. I think they're all right. I understand, if we're having a bigger discussion about season ticket prices in Scottish football, it's ridiculous. But in the context of Hearts, how they had the price freeze over the last couple of seasons, I think it's understandable that they've kind of went up with everything. But if it was up to me, I'd literally rip up the entirety of Scottish football ticket prices and go with a German model. So
I couldn't resist a wee jibe here. I said, understandably expensive given we're a capital city club that's capable of finishing in the top half of the league table. Get that right round you.
Hey.
You dogs. I'm least looking forward to playing, in brackets, which club?
Honestly, because it is always the way, it's a double-edged sword, Hibs, because I hate the build-up to it. I just get so scared. Even though I shouldn't, the feeling is, because I just don't care about playing the Old Firm. I'm just like, we want, oh no, I know, here's my actual answer. Aberdeen at Pittodrie.
Nice, that's a good one. That is a good one.
Because I'm just like, we're not going to win, but I have to care about this.
I said Rangers, given they were the only Scottish Premiership team we failed to beat last season and dumped us out both cups at the semi-final stage.
Yeah.
So that bodes well ahead of the weekend.
That's great. Exactly.
Just get the nightmare over with.
Yeah.
The fans' opinion of the gaffer is there's only 3 more left, mate, because you're getting bored.
I'm not. I'm. As soon as you said that, I thought I had an answer, and then was like, "Oh no, wait." I would say pretty unanimously supportive. It definitely wasn't, but I feel like now, what can you complain about?
I said that despite the sluggish start, he probably should have received a nomination for Manager of the Year, given the terrific turnaround.
Yeah, it's fair.
If he left, he should be replaced by
Rudy Scatchell. Weirdly enough, I was speaking about this the other day with somebody. I have no fucking idea who we would replace Naismith with, which slightly terrifies me. That if he has another really good season, he'll probably get headhunted.
Would it be Stephen Robinson, like we alluded to when talking about the table?
That's quite a realistic one. Is
I've
it an
tried to be
excited one?
realistic.
Marty
If
Cifuentes. He'll get sacked off QPR for some reason.
he's not leaving QPR.
No, he's not. I'm
Any
now, I'm now, I'm now sat with bated breath, awaiting who
what?
you're going to say.
What have you said?
Rudy
Rudy.
Scatchman.
You're going to be so underwhelmed. You're not going to like this
Oh,
answer.
cool. If it's
You're
Derek
really
McInnes.
at Kilmarnock, an outstanding manager at our level. I like Derek McInnes.
So do I. I just didn't want me to be our manager.
Okay. We'll finish.
Fourth.
I said at least fourth, hopefully third.
That's my actual answer. Yeah.
There we go. So
Yeah.
I didn't think we differed that too much there. I
No.
thought that was all right.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because I felt that when we started this podcast years ago, we were quite like diametrically opposed in a lot of things to do with the club. Whereas in recent seasons, we've aged well. We're just like sensible. You've left the emotion of youth.
Yeah. I'm like Craig Gordon when it's come to aging.
Right. Calm down a wee bit. That's big shoes to fill there.
Big loss to fill.
Oh, fuck.
Right. Craig Gordon may well be in between the sticks this weekend as the 2024-25 Scottish Premiership season starts, just as the 2023-24 campaign came to a conclusion, as you rightly alluded to, with Hearts and Rangers going toe-to-toe at Tynecastle this Saturday lunchtime. In terms of Rangers, Borna Barisic and John Lundstrom have both swapped Rangers for Turkish outfit Trabzonspor. Sam Lammers has left to sign for FC20 in his native Netherlands. How they've got the money for him, I do not know. Former Hearts goalie John McLaughlin, Ryan Jack, Kemar Roof's Jers contracts have all expired. And in terms of incomings, Liam Kelly's left Motherwell to sign for Rangers as backup to Jack Butland in goal. Left back Hefty has joined the Jers from his native Brazil, signing from Fluminense. Young defender Clinton Inciala,
I think.
has signed from AC Milan. Mohamed Diamandi has turned his temporary stay at Ibrox into a permanent one. Potential midfield partner Connor Barron has swapped Aberdeen for Glasgow. Wolfsburg winger Václav Cherny joins the Jers on loan, and young striker Hamza Igamani is signed for Rangers from FAR Rabat in his native Algeria. The Jers were, as I alluded to in 4-4-2, the only Scottish Premiership team that we failed to beat last season. McIver, they dumped us out both the cups at Hampden in the semi-finals. What are we expecting from Philippe Clement's team at Tynecastle?
Philippe Clement's team will
I'm rusty, leave me alone.
will handily beat us because it's Hearts Rangers.
Don't say that.
It's depressing, and I hope I'm wrong, but
any idea what your team's going to be? What their team's going to be?
I have no idea what their team will be because every name you just said in that list was me finding out they've signed them. So
I'm not gonna lie. See, I've obviously been getting back into the previews for this weekend. See, it's the most dull thing ever when you're going through Transfermarkt, being like, where the hell have they signed this guy?
Yeah.
Where does he play? From who? I'm just like, just get us into the games and we'll take it from there. And then 5 games in, when somebody looks good, we'll go, oh, where did they pick them up from?
Right. I think here's a team I think will play.
Okay.
I think we'll go Clark in goals.
So do I.
We'll go Taylor, Kent, Rolls, Kingsley.
Oh, okay. Extra defensive stability as opposed to Rice, you're thinking? Right, okay.
Devlin and Grant. Danda. Danda, Vargas, Forrest, Shankland.
Okay. I don't think I'm too far away from that.
He might play Mackay.
Yeah. I think the fact he's been given the 10 shirt, or has
that's
been
a big thing.
I think that's a big indicator. I also agree Clark will start in goal. I think the back four I would agree with. I'd like to see Penrice start maybe instead of Kingsley, just to give us something going forward. But again, I'm not really going to complain who's on the left out of those two. Devlin, I think, will be partnered by Blair Spittle. I hope that's not the case.
Spittle was the person that I was kind of in my thoughts being
Yeah,
like,
I'm,
oh,
I'm
will it be
surprised
him? Will it be him?
he opted for Grant. Forrest, I think, might be kept on the bench. I think he'll go Vargas on the right, Mackay on the left, with Danda supporting Shankland.
I think that's also incredibly likely.
I don't think there's. I think most of the team picks itself, but
Yeah.
there's a couple of positions that we're unsure upon. Scoreline.
3-0 Rangers. I just think we're
Oh
just going to get
Jesus.
beat. I just think we're going to
Oh
get
God.
handily beaten. Then I think we'll struggle in
They've not a
Dundee.
great prep in pre-season either. They've been beat off Birmingham, as you think I said. I think you said at the start
Yeah.
of the episode. Man United at Murrayfield. Man United's reserves. Let's be honest. They've drawn with Union Berlin in a crazy 8-goal thriller in Germany.
Very true. And that is true. But I can't sit here and go, preseason means nothing for us, but for them, it really means a lot that they're shite. But also, yeah, I just feel like it doesn't matter. They could have lost 5-0 in every game. Competitive football's different. I saw a mental stat, by the way, going back to us Spurs. There was like Son didn't register a sprint in the game that was in his top 400 in the Prem the season before.
Wow.
Like
Bloody
just
hell.
something mad. So it's like, yeah, Taylor had a really good game, but they were not
Son wasn't
arsed.
arsed.
Yeah, like just didn't care.
I saw the comparisons, by the way. I think Joel Sked put the tweet up of the Tottenham team that battered us
Oh,
at
mad.
Tynecastle in the Europa League, and you're like,
Van
oh
der Vaart
my
just
God.
taking the absolute piss.
Oh, Jermaine Defoe when he was razor
Yeah.
sharp. Gareth
Bale
Bale and
Bale
Aaron
just looking
Lennon
like
on
a
the
different
wings.
human, like literally a different race to the rest of to Ian Black. Just mad.
I, like, I remember David Templeton speaking, saying that he was clean through on goal, and then before you know it, he turns his shoulder, and there's Kyle Walker.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely mental.
incredible. That was a
Um
schooling of all schoolings.
oh
That's the
yeah.
best team performance I've ever seen at
Yeah,
Tynecastle.
same. I would agree. Totally agree.
But
And
thankfully, Rangers shouldn't do that.
I was just going to
Shouldn't
say,
reset optimistically.
hopefully we didn't see a repeat this Saturday. But I just,
I, I
I
go on.
I hope people don't let it affect their mentality going. I hope people don't go, oh well, that's it. We're off to a shite start. Fuck's sake, loads of pressure on them. It's like, let's all be honest with ourselves. We're playing one half the Old Firm, and weirdly, it's the one half of the Old Firm we're much worse against in recent years.
Yeah, annoyingly.
Yeah,
Which is exactly why my prediction was going to be a draw. I wanted to say that we'd
happily
get a
too.
point. I'd probably take a point, to be honest.
Absolutely. But imagine if we opened the season drawing
I'd,
at home at
I'd
Rangers.
love to beat them. I would take a point, but I think we'll get beat 1-0 with some shite goal
I
or
think
like a
it'll be that
2-1.
close.
Yeah, I do. I don't think they're great.
Yeah, I
I
mean, they're
think I, th-
not. They aren't
I think
great.
I think we'll huff and we'll puff, but ultimately they'll still find a way to beat us because that's just what they do. They just have our
Yeah,
number annoyingly.
yeah. That is the thing. It kind of doesn't matter how we're playing or how they're playing. They just
No,
beat us.
historically we've not, but which is enough of an it should be enough of an incentive in itself.
I've just
How
fucking
brilliant would it
realised.
be to start the season ahead of Europe dropping
Yeah.
all the competitive fixtures when some of the support aren't happy with pre-season preparations? How brilliant would it be if they just put that to one side and kick the campaign off with 3 points? That would be incredible. So
Do
fingers
we
crossed.
do we play Rangers when they're still at Hampden?
Good question.
Because if so,
It's
we're
all up
going to
in the air,
concede a
but
hat trick to Scott Wright.
I would assume not. You'd like to think that
You'd
Rangers have
like to
moved into
think, yeah.
Ibrox, but then I'm just going to check when we do play them. We play them the 9th of November, Saturday the 9th of
So
November,
surely they'll have it
which I'm
fucking
assuming will
sorted
get
by
moved to
then.
the Sunday maybe with both
Probably, yeah.
teams probably in Europe.
Yeah, probably.
So I mean, if they've not got Ibrox back by November,
Yeah.
they're in even bigger shambles than we think they are. So there you go. All I want to talk about before we get onto the quiz is the Premier Sports Cup draw. Hearts
Yes.
have been drawn away to Falkirk in the second round of the Premier Sports Cup. The round of 16 head to the Falkirk Stadium for the knockout round clash with the tie due to be played on the weekend of August the 17th. Now, as we record, we don't know if it's going to be the Friday night, the Saturday afternoon, the Sunday evening, or the Monday morning. But the Bairns top their group with 3 victories and 1 defeat in a group consisting of Dundee United, Ayr United, Stenhousemuir and Buckie Thistle. Full fixture details will, of course, be confirmed in due course. happy enough with the draw, McIver?
Yes, a rematch of the wettest game of football I've
Oh
ever
my
been at.
God, that Sean Clare pen. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I thought of it. I'm assuming that's our last time at
Yeah, that was
Falkirk
the last time we were
unexpectedly.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you like obviously I was at the game and then people were sending me them watching on the telly and they hadn't even wiped off the lenses so you could see
Mad.
shit.
It was just,
That was the rainiest game I think I've ever
yeah,
been to.
canoeing our way through that car park in front of the stadium. Just,
Awful 90 minutes, but got there
oh,
in the
I
end with a
know.
Sean Clare
Connor
pen.
Salmon, I swear, hit the bar or something
Was
for
Gaffer
them.
the Gaffer would have been playing that day,
Yeah,
was he?
yeah,
Yeah.
most likely.
Um,
Megan,
want me to go over the rest of the draw?
yeah,
Got the
because one game's really funny.
got the other seven ties in front of me. So Aberdeen host Queen's Park at Pittodrie. Hibs travel to Parkhead to take on Celtic. You'll love to see that. Dundee host Airdrieonians at Dens. At least I would assume it's at Dens. That's another stadium which has its difficulties. Um,
They've totally ripped up the pitch this year and done it. They've got them all the money for top six and be like, now we'll spend it on the pitch.
that's why we predict that there'll be the drop off because
Yeah.
that park will be
Yeah,
immaculate.
exactly. Yeah.
There's a Jim Goodwin derby as St Mirren come to Tannadice to take on Dundee United. Motherwell and Kilmarnock go toe-to-toe at Fir Park. Rangers host St Jobbie at Ibrox. Well, Hampden. And Ross County will head to Ainsley Park to take on Spartans.
I might go to it.
I mean, the only non-Premiership or Championship team within the round of 16. Incredible to top their group.
Yeah.
Obviously, the late winner away at Livingston. My hero, my mate, Cammy Russell. What a player. What a guy. And a great result for Spartans. When the draw was made, I hope they would get Rangers away because what a payday that would have been for them. But
Yeah.
it sadly wasn't to be.
I might go to that. Because I'll literally be able to just go outside and watch it. So, I think that Kelty loss is bad for Hibs. It's never been more clearer. I was about to say in black and white, but I guess in green and white, it's never been more obvious how bad it was not to be a seeded team. Because I didn't understand. When I saw it, I was like, how the fuck are they no seeded? They won their group. Because I saw it was like Queen's Park beat Peterhead like 20-0 or something. But they were a goal behind Hibs' goal difference. So that meant Hibs topped the group.
Even Dundee United were lucky to scrape through because Ayr hosted Bucky, but they only beat them 3-2 on the last
that's
day.
True.
Had Ayr scored like a goal or two more, United could have been knocked out.
Yeah, it's mad.
So,
but
it's a complicated format.
Yeah, I was like, because it's the only like the best three group winners go through. It was
the 5 European teams and the 3 best group winners, which I'm led to believe are Queen's Park, Dundee, and Ross County, I think.
Right. And like, but as I say, fair play to Spartans. I hope it's a good game. It'll be hard for them, but I hope they do well. Every other team, it's kind of just it's quite a dull draw. I don't think there's many shocks that are going to be in it, except fucking us. We'll get beat.
Well, I was going to say, like, there's a couple decent all-Premiership ties. I mean, Kelly away at Motherwell could be tricky.
Aye, that could be good.
St Mirren at Dundee United, maybe, possibly.
God, I keep forgetting that's now a Premiership tie.
I know. But in terms of banana skins, I mean, ours is the only one really.
Ours is the one.
Would Kelly away at Motherwell be considered a banana skin? Possibly.
Maybe Queen's Park and Aberdeen.
I mean, Aberdeen at home, Celtic at home, Rangers at home. The fact that we're away, I know the away record was brilliant last season, but
can we continue that?
That Tynecastle. Let's be honest.
Definitely.
But
he's John McGlynn as well.
What a man! One of the nicest men in football.
Yeah.
Could have been better. Could have been worse.
That's a good way of putting it.
We're going to end. I realise it's been a long episode. I do apologise.
It's the preview episode, though. Listen, the Terrace just did 7.5 hours, right? We're not at that level. Shout out to Telford and Shaw. I'm 2.5 hours into it.
Oh my God, fair play.
No, I'm like a third of the way through.
I'll rate the commitment. That's impressive.
They recorded it, by the way, just as an aside. They recorded it on Sunday in that heat in Fowler's Flat for 7.5 hours.
And then had it out, yesterday?
Yeah. But listen, they're far more professional outfit than us, all right?
What are you trying to say?
Yes, let's compare ourselves to the terrorists. I'm sure nothing bad will happen from that.
There was definitely not some recording faux pas when we started this
No,
episode
not
off
at all. Not
with
at
one
all.
particular guy forgetting to press the record
That
button.
fucking Adam Kenny. What's he like?
Sate Kenny, man. Jesus. Right. The end of the year quiz. 5 questions, the usual.
Oh
There's a true or
God.
false in there. There's a multiple choice in there. There's a
Oh, we
couple
should
of other ones.
mention the fact that we now have a list of every
Yes.
Who Am I that you painstakingly went through and did.
As I said to McIver, I was suffering with insomnia while I was away. Croatia was absolutely lovely, but there was one night where I just could not get sleep. So I thought, I've been angling for a Who Am I list for time. So I thought, I'll just do it myself. I've got nothing else to do. And my missus was snoozing right next to me. So I went all the way back to episode 91 and Andres Velichka, all the way up to episode 166, where you did Ibrahim Tal.
Leachka being our first one is mad.
Yeah, I don't know why that was. I think it just popped into my head, and then I
Yeah.
thought it might be quite cool if I then make this. I mean, some of the names on there, as I said to you, Jesus wept. I mean, who is Fernando Screpis, Marius Kizis, like
That prick
Ramon
Fitzgerald or
Pereira?
whatever he was.
Oh my goodness! Some of the names: Fitzroy Simpson,
Fitzroy
Marius Kizis,
Simpson, not Fitzgerald. That's a
Dimitri
baron from the
Dimitri
18th century.
Kopil, like Stephen Boyack, like who?
I
But
remember
yeah,
Stephen Boyack. That's a name that sticks in my head. I don't know why.
couple of belters, but I think I've got a belter for the fifth one, but you're not going
Oh
to be happy. But
God.
anyway, we'll get to that.
Right.
Your first question: who are the only Scottish Premiership team to finish as runners-up in their League Cup group?
Fuck. Right. Hibs didn't. They won it. Aberdeen won it. Ross County must have won it. St Johnston. Now, are they shit?
Yes,
They're
in answer
quite
to your
shite.
question, yes, they are.
Motherwell, I think, topped the group. I'm going to go St Johnston because I can't think anybody else's logic. But I haven't. Or was it? Who the fuck was in the bottom six last season? Who finished ninth? I cannot think of who finished ninth. Livingston.
Was it Aberdeen?
Was
Do
it
you want me to
Aberdeen?
do you want me to get the table up for you?
Oh, is this Livingston and you've fucking used a technicality that they were last season?
I don't know.
Who finished ninth? Was it Aberdeen?
Motherwell finished ninth.
Right, it wasn't Motherwell. It wasn't Ross County. It wasn't Hibs. It wasn't Aberdeen. Was it Aberdeen? I don't know what fucking happened in Aberdeen's group. I'm going to go Aberdeen. Fuck it. I have no idea who was in their group.
I mean, you mentioned the Livingston technicality.
Oh, was it fucking Livingston?
No, it's
Oh.
Dundee United.
Oh, really? Did they?
Yeah.
Did they
They
not?
finished.
I
They
thought they
finished runners
fin-
up. They
Oh,
finished
I
runners
thought they
up to
won the group.
Falkirk, who we obviously face in the round of 16.
Oh, right. I didn't even fucking realise that.
Oh, there you go.
Fair play.
Your second question, Daniel McIver, you mentioned that you saw Kelty Hearts beat Hibernian in the two teams' first ever competitive meeting during the League Cup campaign.
Big Callum
Who was the
Flatman.
former Hearts youth player that headed home the winning goal?
I knew that was going to be the answer, so I wanted to get in ahead. Big Callum Flatman.
It was from a Scott Allen cross as well.
Yeah,
You'll love to see
great.
it.
Just
You'll love
class.
to see it.
Amazing.
So excellent, you've redeemed yourself there.
I've not got a zero in the first quiz back. Get
Very
in.
good. There's a rustiness when entering the new season, but not when it comes to you and quizzing.
Exactly.
Your third question, you spoke about it actually. You said that St Mirren recorded a positive result on the continent, which they did, a goal of straw away from home against Icelandic outfit Valur in the first continental match of our lifetimes. True or false? Hearts have never played Icelandic opposition in a European tie.
I don't know a single Icelandic team, so I can't even go back and be like, well, this team Icelandic. I'm going to say that's true because I don't know a single team.
It's actually false.
Really?
We beat Jesus.
Oh my god.
Ibrotabandalag Vestmania,
The famous.
also known as IBV, 5-0 on aggregate before losing to Stuttgart on away goals when qualifying for the UEFA Cup
Christ.
in 2000-2001.
I was just about to say, it was that recent. It was in our lifetime.
Yeah,
Nah,
I was
never
blissfully
would have got
unaware.
that.
We
Yeah.
were two little pickles that were just
Aye.
unbeknown to us.
I
I was
turned
gonna
4 that season. No, I
because I
turned
saw
3 that season.
I thought about doing it with Belgian with Kelly, obviously playing Cercle Bruges, but then I thought it's more likely than Icelandic
Aye.
because I didn't think that we had either. But there you go, beat
Yeah,
that
fair
mob
enough.
IBV, whoever the heck they are. Um, you also spoke about this man earlier on in the podcast. Michael McGovern was one of several first-team
Aye.
departures this summer, but the only one to leave the Jambos without making a first-team appearance for HMFC. How many sub-appearances did the Northern Irish keeper register without playing for Hearts?
He broke the
Was it-
record.
Was it A, 18, B, 19, C, 20, or D, 21?
Well, my answer was going to be 17. So, I'm going to go 19 because I don't think it was into the 20s. And I don't think it was as little as 18. 19.
Two more. 21 it was.
Really?
Yeah,
Fuck.
21.
Maybe the old record was 19 and that's what I was thinking of. But he broke the record for most amount of bench appearances without playing.
Which is impressive.
Yeah.
Big up Scott McLeish, aka Heart Stats, for that one.
Yeah, fair play. Yeah.
All in all, McIver, I realised that this quiz was tough. I apologise.
First quiz back.
Yeah,
That's mad.
And the Who Am I? It doesn't get any easier, I'm afraid.
Oh my God.
So
you're in for it next week.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not a donut, so
yeah, exactly. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Ready?
Yep.
I never actually made a first-team appearance for Hearts, previously holding the record for most times on the bench without ever featuring for the first team, which Michael McGovern broke last season. I captained my nation of choice from under-15 level up to under-19s and represented the under-21s but didn't make a first-team appearance. I retired at 29 after playing exclusively in Slovenia and Thailand after leaving Edinburgh, and my Jambo's career highlight is featuring on a popular football TV show to represent the club, losing out in a head-to-head competition against my teammate. Who am I?
I thought there was a rule that we had that you had to have made an appearance.
Hold on a second. You gave me a guy that made one appearance.
That's fine, because it's one appearance. Because I've got, if this is fine, I now have 5 people that I'm going to use for the next 5 weeks that I've always had who never made an appearance but was regularly in squads. And I was always kind, but no.
I thought this might be tough.
I have no idea. What nationality? The only reason I know this
is because I saw the tweet surrounding Michael McGovern.
Right.
And then I put 2 and 2 together that when I was talking about the TV show, like, that was that guy.
I have no idea what that's referencing. So that's gone. That's clues knackered. My first question is, what nationality is he?
Should have got the folks Wikipedia up, but I was listening to you rant and raving there. That
this is shocking.
I might add. He is Slovenian.
I probably should have fucking just guessed that. Right. Jesus Christ. What years did he play? Why didn't he fucking play? So
play for us. You can have extra questions because I've been nasty. 2007 to 2009.
Oh, that's the worst years because we were shite after being good. I'm telling you now, I'm going to just say Ilicic because he's Slovenian and I know he's Slovenian. Is that how you say his name? I've never said his name. Yeah, I've never said his name out loud before. I've just packed him in FIFA for years, and I have massive respect for him in terms of the problems he's had with his mental health and stuff. Yeah. What is a traditionally sounding Slovenian name that could sound like a footballer?
Just ask other questions because I feel bad.
What is his first name?
Do you know his initials?
Yeah.
Do you remember when I cheekily asked him his initials?
Yeah.
MR.
Martin Is there many Slovenians named Martin? We've got Costa Ricans named Kenny. It could
Anything's possible.
happen.
Anything's possible.
What did you say? R.
R.
Marechka Rodnan. That's my guess.
You go with that.
I'm furious at
We'll be
this.
here all night.
I am furious at this. Who am I?
Sorry.
We're off to a banger there start.
Who did you say? Sorry there.
I can't mind. Maruchka Rodnan.
It's not Marichka Rodnan, no.
Is that a player?
It's Mate Rapnik.
First couple of I got. Oh wait, I was about to be like, I got the initials, but you gave me the initials.
Yeah. Do you have any idea who this guy was? No.
I have never even heard those words.
Okay, so I mean, he obviously held the record, which Michael McGovern broke. So,
in fairness, is like a thing. He's not like just a random guy that never played or never really featured. I think he was a goalie.
Retired at 29, though. He'd gone into the wilderness.
I think he was a goalie.
No, he was a defender, I'm led to believe.
Fuck it, he was that many times on the bench as an outfield player and never got on.
That's mad. I knew that he was an outfield player because the TV show was Soccer AM.
I assumed it was Soccer AM, but I never grew up watching Soccer AM, so
good back in the day. He and Gary Glenn did the skill school, and I think Gary Glenn won it. It's on YouTube still, so give it a watch after this. It's really good. But I think Gary Glenn nicked it. I don't think
how shit are you? If Gary Glenn beats you in skill school,
that's harsh. Gaz pulled off some wicked skills.
Are you just talking about his goal against Hibs?
No, I'm talking about the skill school. The skill school is a good standard.
Okay, fair enough. I have seen multiple skills. Are you talking about
his Easter Road tapping or the one he scored at Tiny?
The Easter Road tap is what I thought you were ironically saying.
That was bedlam, to be fair. That was fun.
The game where my dad spent the entire game saying how shite he was and then screaming, I fucking love you, as he does that.
Scenes. So I feel bad, McIver. I do apologise. But do you know what?
Disgrace.
There's also a part of me that thought, I really want to do this, Who Am I? So I'll get it out the way now.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not in the competitive game.
You're getting some prick for the 40s because all rules are off now. So we're doing this. 1812. It's like, yes, you've done it. Amazing. Well, I can't even remember the guy's name. What is his name?
Mate Rapnik. MateRapnik. Get on that Heart Skill School on YouTube. Incredible. Well,
let us know if you incredibly got that, because I didn't. And thank you for
There's going to be some
listening.
little weirdos that have, by the way.
Yeah, no, they'll just be like, bang, did it with the questions.
Given Scott on Amoruso Lets It Runs knowledge, he's got Mate Rapnik.
It's mad.
He's probably got like a projector that's playing the skill school over and over. And like his office or something.
Yeah,
I know,
exactly.
Scott, I know what you're like. You'll have that on a VHS somewhere, and if so, we should be able to purchase it.
Yeah, exactly. Get it on Twitter. If you've been listening to this nearly 2 hours, thank you so much. We hope you've enjoyed it. We hope you're. But this is what I mean. It's the preview for the full season.
Yeah,
it's meant to be a long one, so we hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you've been watching us this whole time on YouTube. If you've just been listening, please leave a review on your podcast platform of choice. Massively helps us. perthtopaisley@gmail.com if you want to fire us over an email. And we're Perth to Paisley on all the socials. As normal, Adam, where can they get you on all the socials?
You can find me sharing the Soccer AM Skill School that the Hearts Academy boys did in the form of Gary Glenn and Mate Rapnik at Adam T. Kendall.
You better do that, by the way. You better actually tweet that.
I'll try and find it somewhere, and if not, I'll screen record it and I'll upload it after the podcast is out.
Exactly.
Sorry, Soccer AM, but you've got enough money, so
exactly.
And the show's been disbanded now.
Yeah,
anyway,
it's not even a thing. It's fine.
Who cares?
We can now take it over and use this empire to get this footage out there. But yes, we'll be back next week at the normal time to discuss all the fallout from the Rangers game, preview the Dundee game, speak about the draw that happens for Europe, everything, all that jazz. But until then, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.